Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I've got three issues that I wish to raise. You've done value for money work. Can I ask whether a project called Altimira in Stonebridge was raised with you? This is a project which was supposed to provide housing, cost £4 million as a result of certain activities, has been aborted and never delivered a single house as yet. So £4 million, which presumably is within the limits for investigation. Can I ask what your advice to the Council is in terms of improving the reporting of gifts and hospitality? I've always been concerned that if a councillor receives 6 tickets for an event, they do not have to specify who the other 5 people who attended the event with that councillor were. And we cannot therefore tell whether not only the council who received the gift, but the other beneficiaries have a vested interest in decisions that are subsequently taken by this authority that may relate to the organisations that made that gift. And thirdly, in relation to page 18, I think it is, no, page 10, you made some comments about the audit of financial statements and unexplained discrepancies in bank reconciliations, poor quality of audit evidence, and draft financial statements, including numerous discrepancies. I'm concerned that we have had a long-standing record of accounts for the Barham Park Trust being presented at meetings, which also contain substantial amount of discrepancies, inaccuracies, and of some concern to some of us, i.e. me, that the accounts are presented on a totally wrong basis. Can I ask if you have, or whether you might consider looking at the Barham Park Trust accounts and comment as to any inaccuracies and any improvements that should be carried out? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Councillor. Paul, would you like to respond?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I can't comment on item 1. We've not received any information on that as far as I'm aware, but obviously if Councillor, if you want to provide us with information on that, we'll obviously take a view on whether there's any audit action required. In terms of the gifts and hospitality, I think the recommendation we made was about improving the level of disclosure, and I think that's, when we reviewed the register, I think we felt it was relatively light on information, and there was scope, particularly for some of the particular more complicated arrangements to provide more detail. In terms of the third point of the accounts, I think it's fair to say that the council's accounts has been a challenging audit this year. Audit is challenging across the sector, as you may well know. And I think there have been a number of areas which we've already reported to the Audit Committee on, in terms of things we feel need to be improved upon. So council officers have recognised those challenges and have recognised where improvement is required for 24/5, and I fully expect that those improvements will be implemented. So that's in terms of the council accounts. In terms of the trust fund, we're not specifically required to audit that, again, because of its association with the council and council money. Clearly, if there are people who have any concerns about it, then that's appropriate to at least raise it with us and for us to consider what action we'd take on that.
Thank you, Paul.